I know you were trying to be bipartisan, but I think it is misleading to state that we just vote for the people, not the party. In the case of Labor or the Greens, because of the party rule that you're not allowed to cross the floor to vote without being removed from the party. If you're advising to vote for individuals, but what's the point of voting for Labor or the Greens? Individuals, when the conscience vote's not allowed. Their own more Christian than the party views won't therefore mean anything.
Yeah, that's actually a very good question and an important one. Look, there is a lot of party solidarity in the Liberals as well. It's a rare day when someone crosses the floor. That's not ordinarily done. But let me put it this way. So what people might see if they're watching Parliament is that they might, let's go back to February. It's the Religious Discrimination Bill. The Religious Discrimination Bill might come into the Parliament for a vote. And what you see is the bells ring and everyone rocks up in the chamber to vote. And it's interesting, you've got to sit on one side if you want to say yes, and you've got to sit on the other side if you say no. And you find that, yeah, pretty much you get Liberal and National on one side, you get Labor on the other side, and they all stick together like glue 99% of the time. And then the crossbenchers, people like Bob Catter, Andrew Wilkie, people like this, they'll go different ways. And people look at that and say, oh, what's the point? They all stick together. They just toe the party line. But what people might not know is that before that happened, all of those politicians were in a room together in their party groups. And what happened was that one by one, they got up to make their case for how the party should vote. And one person got up and said, you know, religious freedom is something we promised at the last federal election. We need to keep our promises. Someone else got up and said, you know what, there's this polling that the Australian Christian Lobby did. And what that showed was that over 70% of people support free speech for people like Israel Folau. The public's on our side in this matter. And then someone else got up and said, yeah, well, you know, they said the complete opposite. They said, well, actually, this is divisive for LGBT communities. I'm in an electorate where there's a big, LGBT vote, and I don't want to lose that, and so I'm going to be voting against this. And they had an argument, and they had a debate, and they took questions. And here's the crucial thing. That is where the decisions are made, and those decisions rise or fall on whether or not there are good people to stand up and say good things in those meetings and in those contexts. So don't just look at what you see on the floor of Parliament. Understand how the whole process works and how important it is, therefore, to have the right people empowered within those parties to do their good work and to it comes down sometimes to a majoritarian thing. It might be that 2/3 of the party room say, yeah, we agree with this view. And so therefore they go with that view. So you can imagine if you get 2/3 of that party room, people with good convictions, you're in a very good place.
Yeah, so that goes to your whole people, not parties, because we've got to get good people in the Labor Party, don't we, as well?